And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now. And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10.
Go Silver, ready?
Throwing is Hurts. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. 1st and 10 at their own 46.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Hurt. Right there.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Now, this defense for the Eagles, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving. 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 42 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ballgame. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Looking to throw McCarthy. He gets it over the middle to Palmer. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Trey Palmer with career touchdown number 60. And the Buccaneers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And the Buccaneers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Here we go, here we go.
On play action, now McCarthy. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bradley. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
Now McCarthy. He's going to air one out. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Hurts. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll find his man. That's the rookie from Notre Dame. Down to the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there with his first. touchdown. And the Eagles are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
All you hear from coaches and personnel directors in the NFL, how difficult it is for a rookie receiver to have an impact on the game. So much to learn, so much offense to absorb. Looks like he's picking it up pretty well.
I would say so. And how about that for your first career NFL touchdown?
I don't know that he envisioned it quite that way, but if he was smart, he probably dreamed about it a little bit.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 the score as they begin 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Irving. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 60 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. The Buccaneers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
And a throw right sideline is complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Once again, it's Irving. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here we go, set.
A run up the middle with Irving. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Street. Ready.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bucky Irving, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And this one will be brought back to the 22. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 99 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's...
On the ready.
A shotgun handoff here to Irving. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
Irving, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Check. Bobcat.
Handoff running left, Irving. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Bucky Irving, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Now 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. They got his man complete. Yeah, they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A gain of 32 that time.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Back to throw again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right.
Hurts fumbles it, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers.
A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
Here's McCarthy.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
A good job in there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Throwing is McCarthy. That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They run out of the gun with Urban.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
This defense can use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
To the air with McCarthy.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership... into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Second and 9 now from the 21.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. And the Bucs are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. On play action, McCarthy. He finds his man, complete. It's Bradley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 47-yard line.
Back to throw. McCarthy. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
79 Bronco. Mustang 19. Tag. Hey, check that. Street.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the first down to go along with it. Not liking the look. They'll change the play. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. Looking to throw. McCarthy. He finds his man, complete. It's Crawford. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. 2nd and 5 from the 8.
60 Eagle. Ready. Set go.
To the air again, McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. The kick by Bass is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
McCarthy off the play fake. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great effort there. 85 yards. And the Buccaneers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll start this drive out on the ground. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. Terry, and the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold them just a couple and force a 3rd down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Slot man moves right. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Hurts flushed out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. That'll give them 8 that time. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On third down, it's Terry. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Terry. So no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Eagles get a bit closer. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time. Get 2 more possessions.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Hey, Silver. Hey!
He'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Go Silver, ready? Hey, easy, 63, bang! 63.
They'll look to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Hey, 73.
Throwing is Hurts.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And this one is incomplete.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
Like a Hornet. Great, set. Alpha. 73.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts eluding the pressure right. He finds his man complete. That's Terry. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 30. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he would end up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Terry. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They're going to look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down.
2nd down and 8. Here's a handoff to Irving.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20.
131 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
They'll run the draw with Irving.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 3rd and 7. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Looking to throw McCarthy.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Here we go.
Now McCarthy.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
On the handoff, this is Irving.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Third and 9 here. A run with Irving. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. It's a 54-yard punt with a return of 11. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over first and 10. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
This is 2nd and 8. Hurts.
Flush to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man complete.
And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
A big play there for Philly. 56 yards.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
They go play action with Hurts.
Escaping the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And, oh, that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
Hey, 73, 73.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory.